Dan Rayfield reporting negotiations for the proposed fight between former junior welterweight title holders Maurice Hooker and Regis Prograis are continuing. Both sides are weighing offers from Matchroom Boxing for a bout that would be on DAZN in the spring if finalized, sources told ESPN. Hooker in his first fight with trainer Brian McIntyre is coming off a December 20th first-round knockout win. His first fight since a knockout loss to Jose Ramirez in a title unification fight in July. Prograis is coming off an all-action majority decision loss in a unification fight with Josh Taylor in October in the World Boxing Super Series tournament final. Guys, thoughts on this fight still being negotiated? Obviously, we had Prograis go to every press conference and event in all boxing for like a month, right? And clearly court himself to every suitor out there in the industry. But now we're hearing back from that time that negotiations for the Maurice Hooker fight on DAZN are still ongoing. Thoughts on what's next for Regis Prograis? I mean, do we think it is this Hooker fight with DAZN? Is it a one-off fight? Does he sign to Matchroom, or is this not going to happen? Is he signing to somewhere else? Guys, thoughts?
I think the Hooker fight will go ahead, and I think Lou was quite keen on maybe Prograis if he was to come through the Hooker fight, facing the winner of Mikey and Jesse.
That's what he mentioned.
So I could see that. I could see that route. Whether it's fight by fight with Prograis over on DAZN, because I think he's the kind of guy that will want almost, like a Mikey Garcia, the ability to go to and from wherever for the right fights. And just so you know, if that fight is made, it's likely to be the co-main event to Logan Paul versus Antonio Brown.
Get out.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of football, if Eddie Hearn and Matchroom were smart, which they aren't, they would save this fight for the summer and put it on the Friday in New Orleans the day before Texas plays LSU. That's what they would do if they were smart. But they're not going to do that. Like, they're probably going to put this fight on an undercard for Antonio Brown or in Mulvane, Kansas.
When's the draft?
I said the Texas LSU. It's in September.
When's the draft?
The NFL draft's in April.
I think the plan is going to be around the draft.
But why is it related to the draft? You're going to have so many people in Texas.
Antonio Brown is going to be the headline, Gary. I'm telling you.
I mean, I get it, but that's not going to add appeal to it. But okay, if you put Hooker versus Prograis in Texas, in Louisiana that week, there'd be so many Texans already there who love to go out and cheer for anything Texas. If there's anything from
Texas,
it's Texas. But they're not going to do that. So as long as we get that fight, I don't really care when it is. But if they want to optimize it, they would do what I said. But they're not going
to. They would do what I said.
They don't have. It's not my money. You want to blow your money? Blow your money.
If we get Prograis Hooker as a co-main event to Antonio Brown, Logan Paul, I'm serious, guys. I'm rioting. I've been saying that for a while now, and no one's gonna join me, which is why I haven't been rioting. But if somebody's with me with a pitchfork, I am there at DAZN headquarters in London. Okay, I'm there marching and slamming on their doors, saying that this is unacceptable. Okay, I will shave Joe Markovsky's Bieber-like haircut off his fucking head. Okay, I promise you this. Okay, you can't do this to us, DAZN.
I'll come with you if you're coming to London, Matt. I'll come with you.
Thanks. Okay, we're good.
I'll drop you off. I'll give you a lift.
How much that you have the defending national champions playing one of the biggest names in college football in Louisiana, and the night before that you have Hooker versus Prograis. Bang, sell it on that weekend.
Look, Gary, I'm okay with that. No one's opposing that. Okay,
Gary, I agree. It's a license to print money, but just telling you, it's a nice
zone, and they're fucking stupid, and they think Antonio Brown versus Logan Paul is going to get them a wide net of football fans to subscribe to them and stay there, even though football fans want to watch football. DAZN's stupid. Let's just be honest about this. The DAZN execs think this is they have leaned into the freak show.
That's why I said if they were smart, which they aren't.
Because promoters, I'm okay with freak shows. If it's a one-off, if it's its thing, right? But when you lean into it, it then becomes a joke, a la Floyd Mayweather nowadays. Like, think about it. Floyd Mayweather leaned into the freak show with McGregor, Tenshin Nasukawa in Japan, and now this UFC deal again. Like, we now think of Mayweather and his brand as a joke because he leaned into the freak show bullshit. If he came back and fought a Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Earl Spence, whoever, Danny Garcia, after the Andre Berto fight, we wouldn't be viewing Mayweather as a joke heading into 2020. We'd be talking about him fighting all these top guys still.
Do you
Same
like
with DAZN? Since DAZN treats itself as a fucking joke, it has become a joke. It is. When I talk to casual sports fans now, they think of it as a joke. We're going to get into the ESPN Plus numbers here in the US. They're doing great right now. Okay? They're matching DAZN's total worldwide subscribers in one fucking country. Game, set, match. DAZN, you need to step it up, man. You need to get better in the US. You're doing fantastic in Germany and Japan. That means jack shit when we're talking about the US. And they've leaned into the freak show here.
why are you ducking Terence Crawford on Floyd Mayweather's behalf? Do you work for PBC or something?
Okay, I didn't mention his name.
No, you said all the other motorweights except Terence.
On purpose too.
I'm like, damn, you're
but yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I know, Rob, you're right. Like, I think you're right about it's probably gonna be in April. It's probably gonna be on the card of Antonio Brown, Logan Paul, because that's what they do now. And then they can package up freak show with legitimate sports and think that works. But no, that's not how it works. But hey, this is boxing.
And it's a great fight. Like Hooker Prograis, we all love that fight, right?
Yeah. I thought you were saying Logan Paul and Antonio Brown was a great fight there, Gary. I thought, what are you doing? Matt's going to fucking freak out. I legitimately did think he meant that fight.
I think Matt, like I think
I kind of went like that.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, Gary, what are you doing right now?
You can't troll this far.
Connection. I'm out.
I think of Prograis. I mean, I think of Brown versus Logan Paul. How you think of professional WWE, like professional wrestling? Like it's just so ridiculous and so absurd. Like,
it's super entertaining, but I just personally don't like it myself.
I can't believe Rob.
Massive subscriber driver, but just I'm not keen on it.
Think about this. Rob is so biased about Matchroom and DAZN that he was able for a second to be objective about pro wrestling. That's amazing, Rob.
No, I was only doing it to get a rise out of you.
Let's move on.
My feeling on it is it's doing something. They wouldn't just keep doing it. I don't think. I think.
No, Rob. We had this discussion on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you that it's doing something. Me and you disagree on what that something is. And DAZN, through Eddie Hearn, have been, in my opinion, lying about what that something is. It's obviously a massive social media marketing tool. It is. Like, the brand awareness for DAZN now is higher on a social media perspective because of this bullshit. That's without a doubt. But does that actually end up giving them revenue? Does that equal 300,000 subscribers, is what Eddie Hearn alluded to? I don't think that at all. I think that's bullshit, because if they got 300,000 subscribers from one fight like this, oh my, they would have advertised it to everyone, similar to how ESPN did that when they got huge upticks in subscribers off of one event, like Conor McGregor, like the UFC event in September of last year, whenever that was. I forget exactly. Maybe 2 years ago now. But I agree with you, Rob, that it in their minds, it does something. And I agree, it does something. It's a huge advertisement for them to have these YouTubers with their brand power to push DAZN. But I think that only does so much when their brands that they're attaching themselves to are social media brands, are naturally speaking free brands. Like if I want to watch KSI, Logan Paul's, and all these people, I don't have to pay money for it. So therefore, as a consumer of that product, I'm not used to paying money for their content. So I'm going to find ways around paying money for that content, because that's the norm. So I think there's maybe a small subscriber gain, but not anywhere close to where Eddie Hearn is saying. Because if he is saying it and it was true, DAZN would be saying it, and they're not. And don't give me all the private company bullshit. No, a private company, when they are successful, they advertise that. That's what they do to get investors. They get the Goldman Sachs $500 million investment, which Len Blavnik has been looking for. You go and say, we got 300,000 subscribers in the U.S. from one night, from one weekend. That's what you do. And you've never seen that. So I ranted and I kind of hijacked your point, Rob. I apologize. I apologize.
I don't know. I just literally don't know. So they haven't said they have, and they haven't said they haven't. I just literally don't know. I don't know that they would be out there telling the world that they've done that.
They wouldn't deny it.
Huh?
Of course they won't deny it.
I'm just saying I don't know necessarily that they would be out here saying we've putting out a release.
Rob, come on. Yeah. Honestly, you really
what have we had from DAZN? What have we had? I don't know. It's other people like
their top 10 events. There are hours.
Yeah, but what did we gain from that? What did we know from that?
But it is information, Rob. So don't.
Yeah, it's like sketchy stuff.
Rob, you can't give me it's a private company or they don't release stuff. They do release information. They do release data. It's data that shows a positive light to them. When they can say we have over 300 million hours of football watch time on our app.
Yeah, that sounds good, but is it? I don't know.
It sounds good, exactly. And guess what? 300,000 subscribers from one event sounds good. So they would say it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Really, Rob, come on, man.
No, I don't know.
Get off a fence here.
I'm not on a fence. I literally don't know, Matt. They let us know whenever or whatever they want to know. But I don't know. For them, I think it's analytics and numbers is kind of like, I don't know. If you start giving out a lot, I don't know, there's like people get a real more of an insight into your business. And I don't think they want people having a real insight into their business right now.
Because their business is failing. That's why they don't want to insight into the U.S. business, because it's not working.
I don't know why you're shouting right now.
Because it's obvious. It's so fucking obvious. It's like saying, oh, my wall is white, because it's white. The color on it's white. Okay? Saying, I want DAZN want to display what their business is like. It's because their business is not good. If their business is good, they advertise that. That goes for every business. When we hit numbers, we advertise that. When we hit 1 million viewers, guess what? We're going to advertise that because that's a positive fucking metric to hit. Okay? When we lose 20 subscribers a month, do we advertise that? No. When we gain 80 subscribers a month, we advertise that. There's no need for me to do that, but we do that. That's how companies work.
Unless
news, they report that.
Unless your company's doing so good, right? And you don't want them to know because you want to claim a loss on your taxes. Then you can't let everyone know how good you're doing. You can't say, look at all these subscribers, look at all this growth. I lost $200,000 last month. You can't really do both. Only Tesla can do both. Tesla.
Companies can fudge numbers. No. Companies can fudge numbers for anything. Look at Netflix. They're how many billions of dollars in debt right now, Rob? I mean, that's a topic that we brought up a lot on the show. It's like we're talking about streaming apps. How DAZN having debt's not a big deal. Look at Netflix. Accurate point to make. But Netflix, when they hit 30 million streams for Bird Box with Julia Roberts or whoever, they report that. It may not mean anything. We may not have any context to it, but when they hit numbers they like, they push that out to the public. They leak it out to the public. That's 100% what they do. And DAZN has done that as well. They have not done it when it comes to these freak show events. Heavy D saying, to stop paying, they don't need the U.S. market to drive investment. It's the global model that will bring in investors. Goldman Sachs is a U.S. fucking corporation. I don't know what you're talking about here. When Len Blavnik went and looked for $500 million of investment, he went and looked for a U.S. corporation. Guess what? That U.S. corporation 100% cares about how their U.S. business is doing. When the U.S. economy is one of the biggest leaders in the world, it's a top 10 economy. It absolutely fucking matters. I get that they can be successful in Germany and Japan and be a successful company outside the U.S., but if we're talking about the U.S., there's no way you can make an argument that they have been successful, that they have any sort of long-term viability at this stage. They are praying and hoping in 2022 or 2023 they can get some rights to some actual sports. Even to send shots at our own sport. Like, let's be honest here. Like, they're looking for the mainstream, and this is a side topic for us or for them. But in the meantime, being a side topic, you are creating your brand to be certain aspects. You're giving it certain characteristics by default. And you've given it a characteristic of freak show events. And that's a weird brand recognition to have if you want to be the Netflix of sports. I've been ranting. I'll move on. Unless anyone else has anything else to say about DAZN. Leonard, you can't say, I think DAZN has 1.5 million subs and Matt thinks it's 800K. No, I don't think that. It's been credibly reported, Leonard. Same with the 8 million total subscriber worldwide figure. It's been credibly reported. Don't say, I think that. You, Leonard, some old guy in the UK is thinking that DAZN in the US has 1.5 million subs off of some numbers Eddie Hearns said in some interviews. I don't think it's 800K. Reporters and journalists have reported that. Please don't mischaracterize me. Please. Let's move on.